Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of a Basic Breakdown. Back here in the filming studio with the resident supplement specialist, Boss Josh.
Oh, hey, me.
That's you.
That's
What's
me.
happening, man?
Not much.
Awesome episode of Basic Breakdown for you guys today on an all-new pre-workout from an all-new Australian supplement company. Their first product to hit the market. The company is called Force Element Performance, and the product is called Warning Order. Boss Josh.
Focus on that guy there.
Man, let's jump straight into it because there's a bunch of ingredients for us to go through in this episode of Basic Breakdown. A lot of ingredients you've actually done a bunch of written content on, as well, in terms of Supplement Simplified.
Some of my favorites.
Some of your favorites, a bunch of compound solution ingredients in there. So let's jump straight into it. Dilip, can we please get a nutritional panel on the screen? Now, Boss Josh. This is a 20/40 serve pre-workout, which is really what we're kind of seeing. The market trend at the moment is it's like if you're taking one scoop, you're going to get 40 scoops, but you should, really, most people are going to be taking 2 scoops. So it's going to be a 2-scoop, 20-serve pre-workout. And so that's what we're going to do this basic breakdown on.
Easy.
Is a 2 scoops.
2-scoop serve.
Let's hit it, baby.
All right, so starting from the top, we have, you actually have some nutritional information here. We have 0.3 grams of protein, 0.1 gram of fat, and 1.4 grams of carbs. And that's pretty typical to meet Australian label regulations. Yes, exactly. Really, most US companies, and we've done an episode of MJ Every Day on this, legally actually can't. It has to be zeros across the board, even though it's not zeros, whereas Australian regulations allow, actual nutritional information to be listed as actual nutritional Being open and honest, and
Exactly.
All right, so going into the active ingredients now, we start with L-citrulline malate. Now, we don't know the ratio of this citrulline malate, but we'll probably just assume a typical 2-to-1 ratio.
Pretty standard.
Of that, we're getting 6,000 milligrams, aka 6 grams.
AKA full clinical dose.
As in very nice dose.
Yes.
Yeah, very nice dose. After that, we have some betaine anhydrous coming in at 2,500 milligrams or 2.5 grams. Another very nice dose. Nice dose.
And just backing up a second real quick, L-citrulline malate, of course, a nitric oxide booster. Betaine, of course, a muscle power ingredient in there.
Big one.
So we've got a bit of pumps, we've got a little bit of power.
Cool. After that, we come into the first trademarked ingredient, Peak O2, which is your Cordyceps mushroom extract. We're looking at a full 2,000 milligrams or 2 grams in the 2-scoop serve, which is
full clinical dose.
Full clinical dose, ideally 1 to 2 grams, so it's hitting 2, which is the upper limit.
And Peak O2, once again, good for muscle power, but particularly good for muscular endurance.
Oxygen uptake, endurance, longer lasting sets, just a massive endurance ingredient there, so that's really cool to have that here. After that, we get into some choline by tartrate. We're going to hit 500 milligrams per 2 scoops. Little bit, I would say, for me personally, a little bit towards the lower end of the spectrum. But choline, of course, a precursor to the neurotransmitter acetylcholine, which is particularly good for mental focus. Yes. And then after that, we come into another trademark ingredient. We have some dynamine, and we're looking at 300 milligrams. That's a big dose of dynamine. It's the second largest dose I've ever seen in a product. Very big dose of dynamine. Dynamine, of course, well, actually, I'll let you talk about dynamine because you're the compound solution specialist. All right. Dynamine is a tea extract. It works very similar in a way to caffeine. It works on a neurotransmitter level, but it doesn't actually have an effect on your blood pressure or heart rate. So you're still getting the neuroactive effects of stimulants, but without the negative effects of stimulants like increased blood pressure, increased heart rate. Dynamine in particular is a real short, real quick uptake energy. So a short initial spike of energy, that rush of surge of energy you get, that's what Dynamine provides you. So we've got a large dose of that, so you should feel this pre-workout kick in pretty quick. Perfect. After that, we have Vaso-6. Vaso-6, however you want to call it. We have a full 300 milligram dose, which is a clinical dose of that there.
Once again, a full clinical dose. Yep. Once again, a nitric oxide boosting ingredient. So it works really well with citrulline malate for boosting nitric oxide levels, keeping those nitric oxide levels elevated, which is, of course, primarily going to help with nutrient delivery. Yep. But the side effect is them sick muscle pumps.
That's it.
That's what we all love, right?
After that, we go into some caffeine anhydrous, sitting at 250 milligrams.
See, I like this,
That's a good dose.
I like this because one of the things that I've said many times in many different videos is I hate the fact when supplement companies put together a kick-ass formula and then throw a stupid amount of caffeine, like 400 milligrams or some stupid shit like that. And then for people like myself who, you know, can't tolerate that much caffeine in a single transient period, you need to underdose,
which means everything
else gets pulled down. So I like the fact that the caffeine is, you know, in terms of pre-workouts, quite a low dose of caffeine. 250 milligrams in a
and especially when you're talking about the dynamine as well. The dynamine dose, like I said, it's the second largest I've ever seen. In relation to the caffeine, the other product had like 400 milligrams of caffeine. So you're not even going to come near that.
And why would you?
Exactly.
Like, what's the point?
It's too much.
Next.
After that, we have some teacrine.
There we go.
Coming to get the full trifecta. We're looking at 150 milligrams. This is the tasteless teacrine yielding 14% active ingredients. So that in one there, obviously teacrine used to a lot of benefits to it, but mainly to help smooth out the energy you get from your caffeine. So it's normally a large dose of caffeine. Can come comes with a bit of a spike and a bit of a crash or a bit of a jitters and a bit of an anxiety to it. Teacrine smooths it out, makes it last a lot longer. So the combination of teacrine with caffeine and dynamine gets you this awesome, short, sharp, shiny surge of energy, and then it just lasts.
It's the trifecta, man. And we did an episode of MJ Every Day on that as well. And effectively, the trifecta, the three used together, dynamine, caffeine, teacrine, is going to give you, at this point in time, probably the smoothest stimulant, I use the word loosely, but smoothest stimulant experience you're going to get.
Absolutely.
In terms of very rapidly onset, and then it's going to hang around for a long time and slowly taper off.
A lot of products are using that combo.
It's good, man. It's really good.
And then to finish it off, we have some Hyperzine A standardized to 1%. So it is a 5 milligram serve, which is going to yield 50 micrograms of Hyperzine A.
So a little bit towards the lower end of Herpezine A or Hyperzine A, depending on how you want to say it. I tend to, you know, I like to see at least 100 milligrams.
Generally.
Even up towards like 200 milligrams.
I mean, your nootropic formulas would have at least 100. But yeah, you know, tying into a pre-workout, it's not bad, but it could definitely be a little bit more maybe.
So a pretty, you know, on paper, a pretty comprehensive pre-workout formula. If you think about the 5 areas that we generally look to tap into with pre-workout formulas, the first one, nitric oxide production. You've got citrulline malate, you've got vaso-6, both in full clinical doses. So that gets a big tick for sure. The second one, you've got muscular endurance. You've got Pico-2, primarily for muscular endurance. You get a little bit of crossover with a little bit of the betaine in there as well. Probably, you know, from a muscular endurance perspective, I mean, there's no beta-alanine in there. There's no creatine phosphate.
Correct.
So you could probably make an argument that, you know, there is a little bit of a gap there from a muscular endurance perspective. But Pico-2 does a pretty damn good job.
There's some real impressive studies behind that.
Well, there's probably more studies supporting Pico-2 than you know, maybe even beta-alanine. To be honest, if we're going to be honest about it. The next area you look to cover is muscle power. And once again, you've got the betaine in there, which is going to be great for muscle power, and the Pico-2 crossing over. The cool thing about this is it's a creatine-free formula, which I personally am a big fan of. You guys would know I prefer dosing creatine post-workout for the benefits of increased uptake rather than pre-workout, just so you can put some nice shit on the label that says increasing muscle power.
I know, right?
So it does a pretty good job of ticking that box as well. You could 100%. Once again, you could make the argument, you know, maybe we could see some peak ATP in there. Maybe we should, you know, we can look at some elevate ATP. You know, there's a couple of different ingredients that could go in there, but the combination of Pico-2 plus the betaine anhydrous,
it covers it well.
In full clinical doses covers it. The energy side of things is very, very well covered. I don't really think you would do anything else. No.
And like we said before, the balance of the high level of dynamine to the nice level of caffeine and the teacrine to help balance it all out.
Correct.
It you know, should be a very good form.
Well, on paper, you would expect very rapidly onsetting energy. It's going to kick in really quick, and it's going to last a long time.
Yeah.
That's what you would expect based on that formula. Yeah. And then the final piece is the mental focus piece. You've got the combination of choline, slightly underdosed, huperzine, quite significantly underdosed. So probably, you know, from a mental focus perspective, I think that's really where the formula is probably
might
lacking.
not get you as dialed in as you want.
Yeah.
You'll have the energy there, but you might
not have that tunnel vision focus type thing that you got going on. That being said, you would know that dynamine and teocrine do also act through neurotransmitter pathways that we didn't actually mention.
Yes.
So not only do they boost energy, but they help with primarily not so much mental focus, but feeling of well-being.
Yes.
So, you know, it'll be interesting to see, using this product, how that kind of all plays out.
How the balance of all 5 of those ingredients come
in terms
together.
of the synergism of how it plays out. But, you know, definitely ticks all of the 5 boxes that we look for in pre-workout supplements.
No question
Tick
about
some
it.
of them with, you know, a little bit bigger tick than the other areas, but a pretty damn comprehensive pre-workout formula.
Yeah.
I'm excited to give it a shot.
Yeah, me too, man. Like,
I think it's going to be a nice experience, man.
Good quality ingredients. That's what I like.
I might train on it tonight.
Yeah?
A little bit of shoulders.
Ooh, that'd be good.
I think it's going to be good for shoulders.
Yeah,
it looks like a good shoulder pre-workout, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, strong, good pump. Yeah, good
Boss
energy.
Josh, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, man.
Before I tell the viewers to hit the subscribe button, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn your post notifications on, both on your mobile, your cell phone, and your desktop PC, so you don't miss a beat when it comes to the MassiveJoes YouTube channel. Guys, that is basic breakdown on the all-new Warning Order pre-workout supplement from the Australian supplement company, Force Element. Keep an eye out for, we might have to do a preview on this one.
Ooh, yeah.
Preview, definitely a raw review in the next, I'd say the next few weeks.
Why not?
Yeah, we'll give it a good run. See how it plays out.
Yeah, I know, right?
And then hop back in here and tell you guys about it. Until next time, where we come to and from Bosch.
MassiveJoes.com.
Stay massive. Thank you for tuning into this video. We hope you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to check out our latest upload and our recommended video, and be sure to subscribe to the MassiveJoes YouTube channel to stay up to date with all of our latest uploads.